Prince Andrew teaches granddaughter Sienna, 3, to horse ride on Windsor estate. The Duke of York was joined by his granddaughter Sienna for his morning horse ride in Windsor on Tuesday. Princess Beatrice and Edoardo Mapelli Mozzi's daughter, 3, was wrapped up warm against the November chill as she was guided on a pony around the paddock. The tot appears to be following in the footsteps of her family members, including her grandmother, Sarah, Duchess of York, who learnt how to ride a horse from a young age. Even the most confident of riders can come unstuck on occasion, as Andrew, 62, almost took a tumble from his horse when it began to trot vigorously. But the Duke quickly regained composure without falling as the animal settled during its morning walk. Hello viewers, please remember to subscribe and click on the notifications bell icon, so you will be notified whenever we upload new cookies about the British royal family. Andrew and Sarah reside at nearby Royal Lodge, and despite calls from his brother, the King, to downsize amid the rising renovations for the Grade 2 listed property, the Duke has reportedly found the means to cover the costs himself. Citing a source, author Robert Hardman revealed in an updated version of his biography, Charles III, New King, New Court. The inside story, the Duke is no longer a financial burden on the King, confirms one familiar with the situation. He claims to have found other sources of income related to his contacts in international trade, sufficient to cover all his costs, which would be a welcome outcome for all parties if that turns out to be the case. But as to whether this funding can be relied upon in the long term is another matter. Robert also shared why Andrew is determined to remain living at Royal Lodge on the latest episode of Hello's A Right Royal podcast. Meanwhile, little Sienna is set to become a big sister next year, as her mother Beatrice is currently pregnant with her second child. The baby is due in early spring, with Buckingham Palace confirming the happy news in October. Sienna has an older half-brother, Christopher Wolfe, known as Wolfie, 8, from Edoardo's relationship with American architect Dara Huang. Beatrice and Edoardo's daughter, who was born on the 18th of September 2021, has never been publicly photographed, with the couple opting not to share images of their daughter's face to protect her privacy online. Their second baby together will be the great-nephew or niece of the King, and will be 11th in line to the front behind his or her big sister, Sienna. The child will not have an official royal title, as Edoardo did not receive one from the late Queen Elizabeth II upon his marriage to Beatrice in 2020. Prince Andrew makes big Royal Lodge change after battle with King Charles. The royal set to make a number of changes in Royal Lodge with the help of his son-in-law after winning his battle with King Charles. Prince Andrew will not be moving out of Royal Lodge and is instead investing in the property with a major makeover. The ongoing row-over who will reside in Royal Lodge has seen many ups and downs, with Andrew currently holding the lease for the property, which he signed a 75-year lease in 2004 and is located on the Windsor estate. According to reports, Prince Andrew has managed to secure funding from legitimate sources in order to maintain his lifestyle and stay in the residence. He is now enlisting the help of his son-in-law to help spruce the property up, including undergoing a modern makeover, The Sun reports. Andrew's daughter, Princess Beatrice, is married to Edo Mapelli Mozzi, who is the founder and chief executive of Banda Property, a property development and interior design company. Mozzi is reportedly advising the Duke of York on how best to transform the 30-room Royal Lodge property. Mozzi has also been spotted visiting the prized property in recent weeks, with a large skip spotted at the end of summer seen outside the sprawling property. The much-needed makeover comes after recent pictures revealed the dire state the property was in, with paint peeling off walls and the interior in a cluttered state. The task to redo Royal Lodge will undoubtedly come easy to Mozzi, as his job involves comprehensive and bespoke services of property search and interior design for the ultimate rich list, with clients around the world including LA, New Delhi, Milan, the Alps, Louisiana, and the Hamptons. Mozzi is also no stranger to royal makeovers, as himself and Beatrice recently refurbished their Oxfordshire country house. Prince Andrew forced to splash out on cut-price security after Charles axes £3 million fund. Prince Andrew has reportedly been forced to take on the financial burden for security at his Windsor home after King Charles allegedly refused to fork out the £3 million a year costs. A recent tell-all book claimed King Charles cut off his support, including for the security at Andrew's 30-room Royal Lodge in Windsor. Despite the controversies swirling around him, the 64-year-old Duke of York has apparently hired a less expensive security service for the property he's determined to keep. Without a job but with links to wealthy figures, it is suggested that Andrew is covering the new security expenses using funds from the Middle East. His daughters, Beatrice and Eugenie, have notably engaged in speaking events in Saudi Arabia and Abu Dhabi. A source disclosed to The Sun, he has his security but at a cheaper rate and he is managing to finance it himself. He has dug his heels in and is refusing to move, so found a way to finance his security. How sustainable in the long term, then who knows how long he can do it for. It's also known that he built a network of business contacts in Asia and the Middle East during his 10-year stint as UK Special Representative for International Trade and Investment, which ended in 2011. During this period, he was provided with a £1 million home in Abu Dhabi by the royal family. In December 2017, Bloomberg News reported that Andrew had secured a £1.5 million personal loan from Luxembourg-based private Bank Haveland, which was repaid just 11 days later. Buckingham Palace was contacted for a comment but chose not to respond. Prince Andrew's future at Royal Lodge home. One thing could still seal his eviction. Prince Andrew's fall from public favour has been well documented, with his reported determination to stay at his Royal Lodge home in Windsor being the latest bone of contention. In line with King Charles' plans to downsize the monarchy, the Duke of York was offered a move from his mansion to the more compact Frogmore Cottage, recently refurbished by Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. Former BBC royal correspondent Jenny Bond previously offered a view on Andrew and the King's dilemma, saying that Andrew should accept his brother's sensible offer and move to a property he can afford. As the row continues to simmer away, Terry Fisher, chief executive of We Buy Any Home, spoke to OK! About Andrew's future at Royal Lodge. On whether Princess Beatrice and Princess Eugenie would ever be able to inherit the home from their father, Terry said, while it's reported that Prince Andrew has a 75-year lease on Royal Lodge, the ability to pass this property to Princess Beatrice and Princess Eugenie as an inheritance isn't guaranteed. Because Royal Lodge is part of the Crown Estate, the final decision over succession or lease assignment would typically require Crown Estate approval. Thanks for watching. Please don't forget to like this video and drop comments, and most importantly don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss anything.